because when you are in your heart, there's no duality.
So it's like the metaphor that came to mind was that at the one end where we're trying to get self-serving, we end up getting more and more tight.
Mm-hmm.
When we let that go, and it feels like a beautiful long massage to enable me to.
Yes.
And so the feeling I get when I'm in service of, you talked about nurturing, I like that, is it's about you can it undoes all your knots.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yes.
physical, mental knots.
Yes.
So that you can be free to show up in the world.
Yes.
Without, and I think where it becomes interesting is that people notice that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think you move from a shining to radiating.
Yes.
Right, so shining is for me to shine on. Well, no, not you, but I'm shining on you.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas radiating says, "Hey, the radiator sits here."
Yeah.
When it's on, people are drawn to it. Right?
Yes.
It's indiscriminate. It doesn't say no, not giving you any of that.
True.
Right? You know, and it like the sun. Now today it's shining and it's bright and it's clear, but even when the clouds are there, the sun still radiates, still shines.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
The warmth.
Yeah. Yeah. And even if we don't, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like there's so many times, isn't it? And you go, oh, I wish we'd recorded this.
Yes.
Because there's so many, even if you did that and then you just put it through your AI or whatever, and got some summaries out of it. There's so many good things arise out of. I wonder where do they arise from? Yeah, because I was thinking this morning. There's a lady called Corinne who's in the Netherlands, and she's part of the small team that founded an organization called the Global Listening Movement, which is, they're just lovely, lovely people. And there's a guy that she's been following called Levinas. I think that's the way his name's pronounced. And for some reason, I mean, she's talked about him, and I can understand why. I believe he's passed now. But I keep getting this word coming up in my mind. This Levinas. Like,
Oh, wow.
What is it that's, it just appears in my mind. Now, is it a prompt for me to go and look at him? Is it that because she was speaking yesterday and I've read a couple of things of hers and she mentions him and it's repetitive and therefore it keeps arising? I don't know. It's that business of the thoughts that come and go. Mm-hmm. They arise and they go. Or you get a song that stays in your mind for a while and then just gradually disappears. Yeah. Or something someone said. And it's like, And what happens when we sit in that place of, I call it nothing, which contains everything?
Mm-hmm.
And then are we spoken, or are we just repeating what my thought has just said? Do you see what I mean? And it's like, I'm just
when you're in
wondering.
Nothingness. You mean when you're
When you sort of like
oneness.
settle. Yeah, oneness. Yeah. A still point or something.
Mm-hmm.
And almost at the point where you can notice the thoughts arising and forward.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking about this to a friend of mine recently. There was one of the Pink Floyd, David Gilmour. He's an atheist, right? So he said, I kind of feel a bit strange saying this, but there are times when I feel that the music that I'm writing or the words that I'm writing arise from somewhere else.
Yes.
Not from my thinking, if you like.
Yes.
And you think, So I wonder what the trouble is. The moment you get down to that stage of space, I think you start to find it difficult to describe. So I don't know if that's anything that you've looked at or explored of any observations or thoughts on.
For me, when I'm in this stillness, I'm in there connecting, no, to let's say when I'm journaling, no, and I connect to the
Yeah.
heart, so I'm connecting to the door, no, to this oneness, to the nothingness. But I feel the difference when it comes from the mind or from the heart,
Right.
no, because I feel when I'm in, actually, it's like envisioning I'm here. I mean, observing, no, that I wrote something, but I observe the feeling, it's in the mind, so that it's a thought. Or when something is written from the heart, I have the feeling I'm in my heart. So I know
Yes.
where I
Yes.
am.
Yes. That makes sense.
No.
Like, yeah. And do you sometimes feel that I'm being written using the way you particular journal? It's like the words are coming from a different place, and I'm pondering whether there is that the still point is part of the heart, almost as you drop, you sort of drop out of your head into your heart, and that is at the bottom of still
Yeah.
within the heart. The bottom of it is where it connects to everything.
Yes. Yes. Like you're saying, you drop down, you actually drop down and you
Yeah.
ground, but you
Yes.
open up, no?
Yeah. Like it.
And yes, I write, like translating what I feel, I write, and then I read, I say, oh, how nice. Oh, thank you.
Right.
I say thank you because it's an information that comes through me, or
Right.
maybe for me or sometimes I share it. So
Sure.
it's
Sure.
really, it's coming through me, but from the heart.
Yeah.
Because I'm in the heart. I feel I am down
Yeah.
there. I'm not in the mind. I'm not in the thoughts. I'm not
Yes.
writing from thoughts.
Yeah. And as you were describing that, there was a sense of that this is the mind, but the heart,
Down.
much more.
Yes.
There's much more of it. There's like almost like that. That's the if you were putting it on a piece of paper, that would be the head bit. This would be the heart bit. Or even, is there no end to it?
There's no end. For me, there's an
Just
openness. It's not only
openness.
it's not
Yeah.
it's going down because I'm going to the heart, but it opens up to
Right.
behind me. It's like the door that opens up into the oneness, into the universe, into the limitless.
Right. Into behind you.
Yeah, it goes through me and I feel it.
Right. And so open. And if you were to play with this, so if it's open and it's behind,
Yeah.
well, where does that go? What does that connect to, or what?
Yeah, for me, I say behind, but then since it's like a limitless, it's universe, it's everything. It's like my form disappears. So it's not, it's like, it's like a gateway into me, into behind me, because I'm more, but then the whole thing, the whole thing, me, the whole matter, I mean, it's not behind anymore. It's oneness. It just dissolves.
So the you, that the form, the physical form, as we talked about through the gateway, the doorway
Yeah.
behind and again, I'm trying not to put words in your mind or in your mouth. That because do you then that whatever you is, I is,
Yeah.
does it almost move back, and therefore the disappears. And so instead of being here now in my body, actually, when I'm really engaged, or when I'm way back here, observing the form, or even observing the writing being done. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but
No,
it's
no, no.
fascinating.
It's like, yeah. If I have to, the sensation is no of the oneness, no, the gateway, and then everything disappears. But if I have to still in that moment, I'm riding. It's more when I'm riding, it's more the flow of information that comes through that gateway.
Okay, so the flow of information comes through the gateway from behind you
Yeah, it
into
flows
your
from the
pen.
heart. That's why I say
Right. Yeah, yeah. Oh, it comes through the heart.
it comes from the heart, the solar plexus. It warms up. It's from there.
Okay. And does the heart do anything with it when it's arriving? Because it's arriving from somewhere.
Yeah, but no, the heart is like the gateway, and for me, it's the
Okay.
mind translating those feelings, notes, whatever it is,
Yep.
translating them into a writing. So
Right.
really serving whatever comes in,
Right.
acknowledging, no, and responding to it with a writing.
Yeah. So the heart is the gateway to bring it in, and
Hmm.
then the mind is the one that's helping to translate it and put
Yeah,
it onto paper.
yeah. Because that's why I say when I'm journaling, I'm writing, I have this gateway, but I'm not going through the gateway in which I disappear. That's through meditation, or it's the
Okay.
feeling, no, that I know that it's this limitless, everything that is through us and that is us, no?
Right.
But in a journaling, it's really more observing and feeling what comes from there to
Yeah.
transcript it here.
Yeah. And so in meditation, you drop further and further away, and the form disappears. But when you're journaling, you're aware that you're here journaling,
Mm-hmm.
and yet the words, as you said, the observation, what you're observing, your
It's the feelings. No, it's
feelings.
because it's more sensations and information you get. No, how do you?
Yeah.
It's like we've been talking. When we know, we know. No, so it's really information that comes that I just transcribe.
Right. So you literally get out of the way of it
Mm-hmm.
and just let it flow.
Yeah,
Nice, nice. Let it flow and get out of the way.
and it's it's a practicing because many times the mind plays in. No, but it's a
Yes.
it's a I haven't yet. I think I'm not sure. I haven't yet. I've never, let's say, I haven't channeled without my hand hasn't been moved by anything, and I haven't. How do you say that? When you're not there, or when I'm always there, and I'm aware
Yes.
of the information, of the knowing that comes in, and I write it. So the mind is playing there in the way
Yes.
that it's a service, it's servicing, but it's
Yes.
not it's not controlling the information, let's say.
Yes. So the mind in this case, when you're journaling, is enabling the words to come out,
Yeah,
but it's not doing anything with them. And it
no,
feels as though the ego is almost like oh, this is okay.
yeah,
It's not trying to add to or subtract. Whereas if you were in what you were describing of it flowing through you and just channeling the
Yeah.
word you use. You know, the words are just appearing now on the page. As you're looking at it with your eyes and your mind, you'd be going, "Whoa!" The ego would jump around and say, "Whoa, what's going on? I don't like this. I'm suddenly now not involved in this."
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. It's like it's called trance channeling, or I don't know. It's really
Okay.
when you're observing and it's happening, and you're just observing, and something is being written, no?
Yeah, yeah,
Which hasn't happened to me. But in my case, it's really more the service to what comes in.
yeah. And when you have that stream of consciousness,
Mm-hmm. That's
it,
nice.
it writes. We write very quickly. It's just like we don't need to think about it, but to enable those words to be transcribed, the mind needs to be involved to enable you to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you know, you could say, "Well, I'll just close my eyes and see what happens," and
Yeah,
you end up with this mess on the page.
yeah,
So the mind's going, "Oh, look, let me help you out here. I won't get involved, but I'll just help you transcribe it."
yeah, yeah. But it happens, in my case, it really happens through the feelings I get.
Right. So you're not getting any words,
No, and
right?
through the feelings, because when I see myself flowing with the writing, it's because I'm listening to the feelings from
Nice.
the heart.
Yeah.
And that's when I see that the articles or information that come through are nice and are or
Right.
poetry or whatever they are, with information that it's helping me, servicing me, and servicing
Yes.
others. No, but
Yes.
I literally felt they came from the heart, and I'm writing from there with questions maybe that I have in my mind. Okay. But they're not. Yeah, they're not. For now, it hasn't happened that I just get information and I have to write it down.
Yeah. Yeah. But there's something about so what I'm sensing or picking up is that the act of your journaling helps you to write your articles and poetry and things like that, because you settle into that space,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a kind of knowing what I'm going to be writing about, because
Yeah.
it's there. It's like, this needs to be written now.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm pondering about what you're saying, but also I'm thinking about some of the things that I do. When I write an article, it's like, I need to write about this, and I may come and do something, or if I don't do anything, a day or two later, there's this little voice goes, "So when are you going to write it?" And you go, right. And it says, "You've got to write it, you know." And then when I do sit down to write it, it almost writes itself.
Mm-hmm. It flows beautifully.
It flows, yeah. And I don't need to judge it. It's like,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
yeah, you know, you obviously play around with a bit of the English,
Mm-hmm.
like in the grammar, of course. But essentially you go, whoa, yeah, that's it. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you don't know, how am I going to start it? How am I going to finish it? But it just arrives. So I get that. So there's something, but I'm just pondering now about this, because when you talked about behind, I smiled, because I use that metaphor myself, in that whatever it is that's coming, and I talk about behind,
Mm-hmm.
is connected to me,
Yes.
that is able to make sense of the world through my senses.
Yes.
And so I ask, what is it that's then listening and listening, seeing, feeling, sensing you through my senses? All right. So what is it? And then it's like, so if I go back with it, I find, this is just my wondering and thinking is, oh, it's the same whatever it is that's coming into you to see the world through your senses. And because you see the world through yours, sense, it's going to be different to mine.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, whatever it is, of which there are, my sense of it is there's only one,
Yeah.
is getting another experience of the world,
Yes.
or another experience of seeing me, and me having another experience of seeing you.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we talk about I see you,
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually seeing me sitting there in front of me.
Yes.
And then you go, oh, and so there's 7 billion of these, each of them having a separate experience. And so Alan Watts talks about these things as happenings.
Mm-hmm.
So we're all having multiple happenings every day, all day, every day. Even when we're asleep, we're having happenings.
Yes.
And dreams, and they're all different. And that's fine. Whatever those experiences are. And, because he also talks in one of his videos about imagining living when you go to bed at night and sleep for 8 hours, you can imagine your life of 70 years, all the things that are going to happen. And you go, wow, that was good. And then you go, can't we have some surprises in this, in this, because you're going to be okay, right? You just know that even if I have the worst accident ever, that I'm going to wake up the next day and it'd be fine, because it's just a dream. And so each time you just push it further out, more and more outlandish. And then you go, ooh, could I have a dream now where I don't know that I'm going to wake up and it'll be okay? And he says, in all of the sort of possibilities, it's entirely possible you're dreaming the life you're living now. Each one of us having the experiences that we are choosing to have, and we don't know that it's going to be okay, but actually it will be.
Yes.
Yeah, and as I've watched the videos so many times, and it's one of those beautiful ones. It's got great music, great visuals, and this Alan Moss has got such a great voice. One of those that and he chuckles away as well at times. He laughs, and he's almost like a Buddhist hippie in the 70s. I think he died in the early 70s in the end. I don't. Do you know of him?
Yeah. Yes, I know.
Oh, yeah,
I've read. Yes, I've read.
Right. Yeah. But fascinating man.
Yes.
And almost you kind of feel he's way ahead of his time.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quite awake. Very awake.
Yeah. Does that make how does that land, those thoughts land with you?
Well, in the beginning, you were saying, like me, you're feeling the behind, not the behind, and for me, I think that's the higher self.
Okay.
And higher self, because we are here embodying our soul, and for me, it's really to become to become the higher self in this world now. So to really embody that and let it flow. So fuse this ego or this personality with the higher self.
Yeah.
And that's part of what's for us to live in this lifetime. And I think that by being the heart, we are allowing the higher self to come through and for us to express it.
Like it. So one of the analogies I use, I talk about, even though the being and doing it inextricably linked, and we will always be doing things, but if our beingness, if we understand our being, it will inform our doing.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So if you're, for example, if you're a call center person and you have empathy, it's going to feel very different to the person who calls in, to the person who's just doing the job versus the person who is empathic. They probably will use very similar words, but for the person who's the recipient of our doing, it will feel different.
Yes.
And so what I'm picking up from what you just said there about the higher self is that we all have a higher self. So we're not saying that, what you're talking about is just for you. Everyone has it.
Yes.
But there's could be a metaphorical bigger gap, lack of awareness, lack of understanding between someone like you who's understanding and aware of this, and those that still have it but are unaware of it.
Yeah.
And therefore I'm trying to bring, don't need to, but I'm using the analogy of the being and the doing, in that when I'm doing, I'm just doing my job. What's your problem? Right? But if when you're showing up, it is your higher self that's flowing through you, as you rightly and beautifully put in all the work you do, it's flowing from my heart. And therefore the mind is supporting it rather than being it.
Yeah.
That sort of, so the mind is in service,
Yes.
of the heart.
Yes.
Not everything itself.
Yeah, no, and the mind is the service of the heart, which means the mind in the service of the higher self. It just serves. It's not, because it recognizes, well, through the work we do here and the practicing and so forth, but it recognizes this highness, I don't know, or wholeness, that it's beyond the limiting mind. So really it's letting it flow without interrupting it.
Yeah.
Because it's servicing it. So that in reality, we, the ego, the personality, is servicing this what is truly us, no, and not this vessel. The higher self encompasses everything, no. All, I would say, all this wisdom of our parallel lives, or past lifetimes, you know, and it just brings everything together in the moment, into the oneness.
Yeah.
So I always get, I don't know how to describe the soul versus the higher self.
Okay.
But for me, the higher self is the one that is embodying my vessel when I let it flow.
Okay, so there's the physical. So let's say that's out front, and then you've got the sort of mind and the heart that are just behind that, and then higher self is further this
It's
way.
the oneness, let's say. It's the what you were saying before is what is behind, no? It's this.
And so if we got physical, and I'm just playing with it. Physical, then the mind and heart, and then the higher self. And that if we understand and aware more of the higher self, then it will influence the way we work serve through our heart into the world. And the mind plays the role of supporting that, to help with our doing. And so now I'm thinking, because we're talking about the soul, where does the soul fit between the mind and heart and higher self? I mean, it's semantics in some respect.
And I wouldn't know. I always ask myself, but now I was listening to you, and I thought maybe the soul is this the soul is the one that places itself in the different vessels.
You mean like a physical vessel?
Say a physical, like me, I'm a
Yeah,
vessel. So my soul, I'm part of the soul, and also my past lives, which
yeah,
supposedly are not so past. Everything happens in the same moment. So these parallel lives,
yeah.
they're all of the same soul, but they are, I don't know how to say it like that, managed by the higher self.
Okay, so
So
they would be before, metaphorically, in
yeah,
the order.
they would be. So I would say the soul is, maybe it's also, the soul is not only me and my versions of myself, but also other versions, not Jeannette's, but
Yeah,
Jean's,
yeah.
Jeannette, or Janelle's, Jennifer's, or whatever.
Right.
But more than me and my ancestrals, and so encompassing everything, soul family,
Right.
no?
So there are many souls then.
I would say the same soul divides itself into pieces.
Okay. So the soul, it has the same properties of the higher self.
I don't know if the higher self, like if you would do a simulation theory, the higher self is the game player,
Ah, okay.
and the soul are the personalities that are connected.
Okay. So
Maybe if Jeannette, I am dying, and then there's another personality or a continuation of the game through Jeannette's, that's also the same soul.
right. Okay.
But so it would, the dying and birthing and all is the same soul. And maybe also not only Jeannette as one of the characters, but I don't know, maybe
Yeah.
soulmate. Who knows? The soul might be divided in different pieces to to experience, no, and nourish itself. So because it's part of the oneness, but the higher self is the game player.
Okay. So I've been drawing that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so what we got here is the higher self, which is playing this, but every node, we
Mm-hmm.
talked about the the tube that
Yes.
connects up at the point of connecting to the one
Mm-hmm.
on every one of those little nodes. That's where your soul is, because
Yes.
this is if you like, almost like this is the database of you and your lives,
Mm-hmm.
or
Mm-hmm.
because let let's say let's pick someone. Let's pick something. You're I was going to say you're a peasant girl in at this particular moment in this family. I've also had that experience as well,
Mm-hmm.
but my experience of it will be different to yours
Yeah.
because oh my gosh. So
Probably.
so as well as 7 billion souls experiencing the world through their eyes and senses, if we all go through all of these lives, so you've got 7 billion versions, and then you have 7 billion times 7 billion versions, experiences.
Uh, but I would say that those 7 billion maybe are not 7 billion souls. Maybe there are less souls because some of the souls may be connected to some of the people may be connected to the same soul.
So if we take that logically, then there would only be one soul, and it gets split.
Yeah, originally, I guess. But it's experiencing. It's
Because
that's why
ultimately,
it's sometimes they speak about soul families, because it's the same soul, I guess, playing it at
yeah,
each other, and that's why sometimes we recognize ourselves in others very, very, very with that very strong connection, because they're part of our soul, or they're part of our when you recognize, when they say a soulmate, or I don't know,
yes.
and there's something that there's a recognition of
There's a
knowingness,
there's a recognition, yes,
of
a knowing.
knowingness. Maybe it's a part of it, our same soul. Maybe.
So so if we take it from what we would typically understand from a technical point of view, the in order to do what we're talking about, we wouldn't have the data capacity to do that, even with the best computers in the world.
Yeah, we don't.
And so we go, right, okay, so for this region, well, we can manage a region or manage an area, or in this case, it could be a soul family.
Mm-hmm.
So there might be individual souls within the soul family, which kind of makes sense. But ultimately, it all has to come back to the one,
Yes, oneness.
which and this is your higher self, is the controller almost. And this is how.
Yeah,
So you're the one that sits. The higher self is the one that sits in the control room with all of the data. So I got region 1, region 2, region 10, all, and I can see them all, and I'm able to look at all of these at the same time.
yeah, but I think higher self maybe it's more individualized than the soul. I'm not sure. But,
Okay.
but because so we're here because I really, then someone can explain to us how they see soul and higher self, that would be nice. But for me, higher self, I feel it like I am the higher self, let's say. Not
Yes.
so when I
Yes.
say I am
Yes.
who I am, it's because I'm letting my higher self be through me.
Yes. Yes. That's all you are.
Yeah,
That's all you can ever be, is your higher self.
yes. And my higher self has all the lifetimes of all the experiences it has done here and in I don't know which places
Yeah.
simultaneously, or past and future in the way we're seeing it here, no? But the higher self is this one that I connect through the heart and let it be through me. And when I let it be through me, I'm connecting to everything that is, all the versions and past and future and where of what I am today. Well, not me, but my higher self.
Yeah.
So because I feel that when we say we are embodying it, then it's really this higher self. That maybe this higher self,
Sure.
and the way I'm seeing it is that I'm embodying my soul. Maybe it's the same thing, because there are people like Darius J. Wright. He when he gets out of the body, he trains people to get out of the body. He says he experienced even more density and more clarity. He's able to see even more because
Yes.
the soul is outside. So he's really, he says, well, he's in what he experienced when he gets out, he sees himself like it is, because well, he has that form now, but he's able to get out of the constructs
Yes.
in other
Yes.
dimension, other things. But
Yes.
as himself, he touches and he feels things very, very alive. So I think he calls that his soul. He's
Yeah.
through. He is what he is, and is currently in this body, but it's him very, very clearly.
Right. And
But maybe there's something beyond that, or maybe that's
yeah.
not the soul. So really, the soul, and what I was thinking before is really conglomeration of experiences
Yeah.
through people, through beings, let's say,
Yeah.
but not specifically the higher self, the one that plays the game.
Right.
I don't know.
So who is that person? You would who is
The
it?
higher self is the
No,
one that
the person you mentioned.
his name is Darius J. Wright. WRIGHT.
HT. Okay, cool.
You'll see the videos. It's very nice. And he has a community he trains and has a lot of information about that. And
Right.
that's why, and going back to what we have said other times, no, we have a field around us, and the immediate field around us is full of our thoughts and beliefs and everything. So when we get out of the body, the
Yeah.
first thing we encounter is what we believe and we see. So that's why some people, when they have an out-of-body experience or they die, near death experience, they see Jesus, others see Buddha, others because that's the belief they have.
Yes.
So you have to cross those thoughts and belief dimension or field to get into what supposedly is.
Yeah.
But you have to see the videos, and then it's very, very. I don't know. You have to live it your way to know it, no? And
Yeah. Yeah.
because I know he says that, but I know a woman that she says, okay, he says there are 12 realms and explains it, but the lady says there are 24 and more. There's always
Yeah.
depends on what they were able to see,
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah. We're all trying to make sense of it. I remember Anita Mojani, who had a near-death experience,
Yes.
and she said that before I had the experience, I could go in, and I used the analogy of an Amazon warehouse, just vast,
Yeah.
right? She goes in there with this almost like this pin light, and so I can see that, and as I move it around, I see all these different things. But when she went through that experience, it was like all the lights are on,
Yes.
and I
Yes.
can see everything and how everything is joined up.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're trying to, I mean, it's almost like the classic 5 people meet an elephant, and one's got the leg, one's got the tail, one's got the back and the ears and the tusks or something,
Yeah.
and everyone's describing it and going, well, this is what I've got, and they're going, that's obviously not what I've got,
Yes.
right? And
Yes.
so with this, we're all seeing a little bit of it and not able to make fully sense of it. But when she talks about it, she goes, oh my goodness,
Yes.
I now see it all joined up.
Yes. And while you're talking, I'm feeling that's the soul. Yes, I'm feeling it's the soul, and we are able to see everything. Okay. It's
Right.
the soul, but it's not the higher self.
Yes, because who's looking after the warehouse or
Yes.
warehouses?
No, and you as a soul, there's something bigger, or there's someone. I don't know if the soul is the last when we get out of our body, because I've been out of my body and I've seen, I've experienced this oneness and all the things. I haven't seen anything else. I just the very bright light and the sensation of getting out of the body, being outside, and then
Yes.
getting in and again. But it's and it was me, not with my consciousness, but maybe, yeah, that's part of the soul, but still the higher self, it's this, I don't know, maybe in the game, in this simulation, we have the higher self playing with us, but maybe when we're outside, not anymore. I don't know.
Yeah. And so you kind of like the idea that this is that we're in a simulation, like some of the games that, I don't know what, Sims is one of them, isn't it? Where you build all these things, do all these things, and as a result of all of these things happening, other things happen, like society is anyway.
Yeah.
When what starts off in one area suddenly it starts to escalate further, and then it's replicated somewhere else, and it's like, wow, but someone's playing the game. I mean, they often talk about that, don't they? Is this a simulation? And suddenly there's, rather than, this being everything, it's just in the game, and you go, well, okay, what's outside of that?
Yeah.
And is there just one person playing? Because if there was, so if you were just one person in a bedroom with a computer playing, say, Sims, and you're building it up, that would be the way you would experience everything. And I would try lots of different things. Well, what if I did this with people, or I did this with the systems and things?
Yeah.
Because there's infinite possibilities in that.
And that's for me the higher self.
Yeah.
And maybe the soul, when you get out, turns into a higher self. I don't know, but because Darius says he has seen the construct, he has seen it, this simulation from outside, and many other simulations, let's say.
Yeah.
But himself as what he is, and he jumps and he sees, or he jumps into certain ponds or certain things, and then he gets the living of it, or the realm, or whatever it goes into. But
so they talk about that man is made in the image of God. So supposing we create this game is even more sophisticated in that when we put when we create the individual and bring him into the game, he has the mind of the higher self to do all of these things, but a version of it.
yeah,
So that would be the free will and the connection and doing things without knowing, because you learn and do it. I mean, my grandson, he was in a chair which had holes in the back, and so he'd got his legs in there, and he's now backwards in the chair. And then he keeps moving around, and without any teaching, figures out he's only one. I'm not saying this is amazing or anything, but it's just in awe of what's going on for any child, that they figure, well, hang on a minute, I've got to get my leg out in order for me to get down. And so they move around till eventually they can get one leg out, and then it's like, well, hang on, so they have to move around again to get the other leg. Then they can turn around and get the leg out so they can put it down so they can get the other one, and then they can get down. And so if you take that into the game, then the individual is constantly growing, constantly learning based on all the things around them, the environment they're in, and we talk about the environment being the one which dictates how things happen and grow or not grow, etc. So that it's like it feels as though there might be multiple levels of games all happening within the one. And I kind of like that. That makes some sense. Now, I don't know.
No, I don't know.
I know like nobody really knows, but it's kind of fascinating to ponder or play with, isn't it?
Yes, because we have sensations, and we have some knowing that, well, we have a knowing that we are, this is it, it is not. It is something beyond ourselves, and we are in service of something greater than ourselves. So we are here to serve and to grow each other, no? But and it's a knowing. So what is around? Well, it depends really on the experiences we've had, each of us, and the way of getting out of the body or not, and what we see when we get out of it. So really, maybe I would say, and I would love to remember while being in this life, to remember really who we are. And to remember who we really are is this exploration, experiencing, practicing, to flow through the heart, to let whatever it is define my responses and my doing, and from there expanding this physicality into, or expanding, not dissolving this matter, this form, into what is,
Yeah.
to remember.
And I'm wondering whether the key piece of it is the shift from self-serving to serving others, or being in service, as we've talked about.
Yeah, I
And
believe that.
And that is that's the reason we're here, is to serve others, however, whatever.
Through our beingness.
Yeah. Which is it almost embodies how you and I show up in the work that we do. Because the other end of it would be, why are you giving all this stuff away?
Yes.
So I run a couple of events a month, which I call Listening Matters. And, different people show up, they have good experiences of listening, feeling heard, and thinking independently. A little bit like we've done today, which is beautiful, beautiful. And, well, why aren't you charging people for it? It's like, well, no, that's my gift. That's being in service. Because the sense is that the more people learn to listen by experiencing feeling heard,
yes,
the world will become a better place.
Yes, 100%.
So, in service of humanity. Maybe that's it. It's in service of humanity.
Yes.
Without
expectation.
Without expectation, but it's given unconditionally.
Yes, it's giving, because that's what grows you. That's what expands you more into who you really are, into this oneness, and that's what nurtures you. And that's part of the exploration, experiencing, and practicing, to embodying the higher self, or soul, into this earth, and dissolve the individuality. Because when you are in your heart, there's no duality.
So it's like, the metaphor that came to mind was that at the one end, where we're trying to get self-serving, we end up getting more and more tight. When we let that go, and it feels like a beautiful long massage to enable me to.
Yes.
And so the feeling I get when I'm in service of, you talked about nurturing, I like that, it's about you can it undoes all your knots. Physical, mental knots.
Yes.
So that you can be free to show up in the world.
Yes.
Without, and I think where it becomes interesting is that people notice that. I think you move from a shining to radiating.
Yes.
Right. So shining is for me to shine on. Well, no, not you, but I'm shining on you. Whereas radiating says, hey, the radiator sits here.
Yeah.
When it's on, people are drawn to it. Right?
Yes.
It's indiscriminate. It doesn't say, no, not giving you any of that.
True.
Right? And it, like the sun, now today it's shining and it's bright and it's clear, but even when the clouds are there, the sun still radiates, still shines.
The warmth.
Yeah. Even though we can't see our higher self, we know it's still there.
Yeah.
It's always there.
It's still radiating.
And I think maybe we find it when we make that shift to serve rather than to serve self.
Yes, that 100%.
Extraordinary, my friend.
Yes.
An extraordinary hour.
Yes, I appreciate it so much.
Wow.
Wow, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's, reinforcing radiation with you.
Reinforcing radiation. I love it. Radiation, yes. Wow.
Thank you.
Wonderful. No, my pleasure. Thank you. It's lovely. I mean, I came into this call a little bit tired because I didn't sleep particularly well last night. You've got my brain firing all over the place with what we've shared. So thank you.